Welcome to Gigi's Kitchen.
Good morning.
I have a special guest baker here with me today. My sweet sister Rosie's here. And tell us what we're making.
Feeling so excited to be with all the babies and all the little kids wanting to learn how to bake. And today we are going to do one of Grandma's specialties, German pancakes with magic syrup, also known as Dutch babies. And you can make this recipe.
Yay! Get excited!
So what you'll need for today's bake are these ingredients: fresh flour, fresh milk, 6 eggs, 1 cube of butter, and a pinch of salt. And I'll explain to you what a pinch is when we get to that point. Our first step is to melt some butter. So we will take a cube of butter. It calls for 6 tablespoons. And on your butter package, tablespoons are marked right on the paper. So every cube of butter has 8 tablespoons. We're going to cut off 2. So we need 6 tablespoons of butter. We'll cut off about 2 tablespoons right off the end. Pop it into a measuring cup and melt it. All right, we have our melted butter and we have a cake pan. We're going to take our melted butter and drizzle it right into the bottom of the cake pan so that nothing sticks. I like to call this recipe cuppa because it's mostly 1 cup of everything. We have 1 cup of flour, and I'm going to mix this in a NutriBullet. You can do it with a mixer or you can do it in a blender, but the NutriBullet is about the right size. So we're going to put our cup of flour in first. Then we're going to need a cup of milk. Pour it all right in. And then we're going to crack 6 eggs. You want to help me count?
We like to count. We're ready.
Let's count.
1,
2,
3,
halfway there,
4, 5,
and 6 eggs. This would be a fun recipe to make for Easter. What we need to do before we mix it up is make sure our oven is on, and this recipe calls for a very high temperature for a short amount of time. So I have my oven set at 425, and that's pretty hot, but we're not going to leave it for too long. So we're warming up our oven while we finish mixing, and it's time to talk about what is a pinch. Well, a pinch of salt is basically what you get when you put it in your hand and you pinch it and then you let it go. That is the definition of a pinch of salt. So once we have our salt in and our eggs and our milk and our flour, it's time to mix it up. We'll put the lid on our NutriBullet and mix away. For the magic syrup, our ingredients are 1 cube of butter, 1 half cup of buttermilk, 3/4 cup of sugar, and a teaspoon of vanilla. So First thing we do is we melt our butter. Once we have our butter starting to melt, we'll add our 3/4 cup of sugar and bring it to a boil. One other ingredient I forgot to mention is soda. Soda is what's going to make it bubble. It's what's going to make it magic. And we'll put that in at the very end. All right, it's starting to heat, getting warmer. The bubbles are getting bigger. We'll add a teaspoon of vanilla. And waiting for the full boil to add our magic ingredient, baking soda. All right, it's a full boil. And we add our baking soda for a volcano. We're gonna take it over the sink just in case it explodes entirely. Woo! Look how creamy and delicious that looks.
That's amazing.
I need some applause here.
Woohoo! I've never seen syrup like that before.
It's yummy, yummy-licious. And it just so happens that our Dutch babies, or German pancakes, look like they're ready. Okay, one last moment while we get some powdered sugar magic to sprinkle a little bit of snow. All right, let's put our buttermilk in. Stirring to a beautiful creaminess. And once it's to a boil, we'll add our baking soda. Let's check on the pancakes. Let's check on the pancakes. Our Dutch babies are blossoming. Not quite there yet, but they're puffing up. Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, we are now ready for the unveiling.
Woohoo!
All right, our magic Dutch babies, German pancakes have fully blossomed. And to fancify them just a little, we're gonna take just a smattering of powdered sugar to dust on top. A little bit of snow for those mountain tops.
It looks amazing. Making me hungry.
Can't wait to cut it and put our magic syrup on it. And we are done. I hope you try this at home.
Yay!